Okay, Jeremiah Denton had 7 children, and the family was living in Virginia Beach while he was in captivity. Also living in Virginia Beach was the family of Colonel Harry Ziegler, who was a Marine Corps F-4 pilot flying combat missions in Vietnam. His daughter Robin attended high school with several of the Denton kids, and everyone in their class wore Jerry Denton's bracelet. And Robin has an interesting story about those bracelets. Robin, would you come up and share a little bit about that with us, please? By the way, Colonel Ziegler, stand up, Colonel. Harry Ziegler. Yeah. Harry flew, 300 or 400 missions out of Chulai mainly with a Marine squadron, F4. And but he's also here at the museum, a volunteer, and he's particularly loves to. We have an oral history program where we interview veterans, and so any veterans here that would like their story recorded for their family and for us, we'd be happy to do that for you. And Harry particularly likes to do the World War II guys. He's done probably, we've done 1,800 over the years, close to 1,900. He's probably done 500 at least. So. But anyway, Robin, so tell us about those bracelets all you kids wore and what happened to them after Jerry came home.
Well, we were high school kids, so we had a big party down at the beach with the bonfire and decided that that would be a good time to take our bracelets, and because Jeremiah had come home. And he's a wonderful Christian family. It was an honor to wear his bracelet.
Okay, so what did you guys do with those bracelets then?
They went into the bonfire.
Okay, what you've told me, and Harry has too, is that you guys all went down there, and I don't know if you were drinking any kegs or anything like that, but they decided to throw all their POW bracelets into the bonfire.
Yes.
And so they may still be there. I was always wondering, but I think I know if they were or not, because I'm going to bring another Robin up here in a minute who has a similar story.
Oh, good.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Robin Shane, Robin, if you'll come on up. She has a similar story, as I said, about a bracelet she found a few years ago. And it's kind of unique. If you see the picture of it up there, you'll see why.
Hi. So I'm what's called a UE, that's an urban explorer. And my friend Michelle and I would like to go around and photograph abandoned, dilapidated, forgotten places. And someday we're going to put them together in a book called Abandoned Beauty. And there was this boat on the side of the road off of the 58 out here in California. And we thought it would be a fun place to go because there was a couple of structures there, plaster structures that we thought we could go and photograph. And we're out there photographing, and I'm also a silversmith. I make jewelry, so I'm always looking for something on these sites that I go to, especially rusted metal or something like that I can make jewelry out of. And I looked down and I saw a little blue piece of tile. And I thought, wow, that's kind of pretty, so maybe I could do something with that as a souvenir for this spot. And it was a little bit burned, and I found out later that the fire that took out this neighborhood was about between 30 and 40 years prior to my being there. So I thought, well, I'll just dig around and see if I can find any better tile. And as I'm digging in the dirt, I saw this metal bracelet, like a little cuff bracelet, and I thought, oh, well, that's kind of cool. I won't have to make anything. I can just take it home and polish it up. It was burnt and nasty and had rust on it and just caked with fire stuff, I guess. And I took it home when we were done, and I put it on my polisher and polished it all up and realized that there was a name written on it. And that's when it dawned on me that it was one of the Vietnam POW MIA bracelets. So I went on the internet and I put his name in, and the Vietnam virtual wall came up. So I wrote on his page to his family that I had found his bracelet, and if they wanted the bracelet, they could contact me and I would send it to them. I never heard from anybody. And then I got an email from Dr. Thompson here who asked me if I would be willing to donate it to the museum. And I thought, wow, that's a great thing to do, especially since I found out he never came home. He's still out there somewhere. He was shot 3 months after he was deployed. And that kind of bothered me quite a bit. And so I decided to donate the bracelet. Well, after I did that, 2 months later, his brother emailed me and said, we know you have, we heard you had the bracelet, and what are you doing with it? He sent me information about Bobby. And one of the things I want you to know about Bobby is he was a demolitions expert, and they had offered him a position as a trainer instead of being deployed, and he turned that down. So I had mentioned to him that I had donated the bracelet, and I never heard anything else about him. And it was difficult for me to say that, because in my heart, I thought that having his bracelet here, with his picture here, where everybody could put a face and he could be recognized for his extreme sacrifice. I mean, he was just a kid, but at home he would, although he would be missed and he would be honored and praised and everything, I thought he deserved some public recognition. So I went ahead and brought the bracelet here, and that's actually how it ended up. And I could spot my bracelet immediately when I looked in there, because it looks worse than the picture.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks, honey. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. So, other Robin over there, Robin Ziegler, I imagine those bracelets that you guys threw in the fire are probably still under the sand somewhere, looking about like that.